Welcome back. You have tuned in to AllThriveIn.
Oh, great to be back.
In this deep dive, we're cracking open
Cracking open?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Yeah.
by Robert Kiyosaki.
And classic.
You shared this book with us, and we know you're eager to unlock its secrets about building wealth and achieving financial freedom. We'll explore the key lessons from each chapter, and by the end, you'll have
A roadmap.
a solid grasp of Kiyosaki's core principles.
Yeah.
Get ready for some aha moments.
Oh, definitely. He really shakes things up, especially for those of us, raised with those traditional ideas about work and wealth.
Okay, so let's just dive right in.
Let's do it.
Kiyosaki starts with the really personal story. He had two dads,
Two dads.
his biological father and his best friend's father.
Okay.
His own dad, a highly educated man, struggled financially,
Oh,
while his friend's dad, a school dropout, became a wealthy entrepreneur.
interesting.
This really sets the stage for the rest of the book.
Absolutely. It highlights the core message. Financial success, it isn't about how much you earn. It's about how you think about money and what you do with it. Kiyosaki learned that firsthand by observing these two contrasting approaches to wealth.
So lesson one, Kiyosaki boldly states,
Boldly states.
the rich don't work for money.
That's a pretty provocative statement. I
Yeah.
mean, most of us work for a paycheck, right?
He's challenging the idea that a job is like the ultimate path, to financial security. The rich, he argues, focus on building assets that generate income, essentially having their money work for them. Think about it. Working for a paycheck, it's trading your time for money.
Yeah.
But what if your money could earn money while you sleep?
Okay. That's starting to click. So it's not about never working.
No.
It's about working smart and building something that generates income beyond your own direct effort.
Exactly. And remember that story about Kiyosaki working for his rich dad for just 10 cents an hour?
Right.
That wasn't about cheap labor. It was a lesson disguised as a summer job. Oh, very clever.
Yeah.
He was learning the value of financial education over simply earning a wage. Makes you think twice about the value of internships, right?
Right. So lesson 2 dives into why teach financial literacy.
Why teach it?
He argues that traditional education often misses the mark on this. Most of us, we leave school without a clue about managing money effectively, which can lead to struggles later in life.
And he introduces the idea of assets versus liabilities, right?
Yes.
Assets put money in your pocket,
Put money in.
and liabilities take money out.
Take money out.
Seems simple enough, but I have a feeling he's about to challenge some conventional wisdom here.
Oh, yeah. He takes aim at the common belief that a house is an asset.
Okay.
Think about it. While a house can be a valuable possession, if you're constantly pouring money into, mortgage payments, taxes, and repairs, is it truly putting money in your pocket?
Yeah, it might feel like an asset, especially when the market's going up. But if it's draining your cash flow, it's acting more like a liability.
Right.
That's a pretty eye-opening perspective.
It is. Kiyosaki really wants us to start thinking differently about our finances, to question the assumptions we've been taught about money.
So lesson 3 gets to the heart of this with the title, Mind Your Own Business. So is he telling everyone to quit their jobs and become entrepreneurs?
Not necessarily. It's about building that strong asset column that
Okay.
generates income, even while you maintain your current job. Remember the story of Ray Kroc, the McDonald's founder,
I do.
who said, "I'm not in the hamburger business. My business is real estate."
Yeah. He saw the underlying value in the land and buildings, not just the burgers. It's about having a business mindset, even if you're working for someone else.
Exactly. Now, lesson 4 can feel a bit intimidating.
Okay.
The history of taxes and the power of corporations.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty heavy, but Kiyosaki makes it accessible.
He explains how the wealthy use corporations to their advantage when it comes to taxes.
To their advantage.
It's not about evading taxes, but understanding the system and working within it strategically.
It's eye-opening how much the average person doesn't know about this.
Yeah.
Kiyosaki, he stresses the importance of financial literacy, especially regarding taxes and how they impact wealth building.
Lesson 5, the rich invent money. Now we're getting into some advanced level thinking.
This lesson emphasizes creativity and problem solving. It's not just about managing existing money, it's about seeing opportunities where others don't. Remember the story of Alexander Graham Bell?
With the telephone.
Yeah, offering his telephone patent for $100,000 only to be rejected.
But set that a missed opportunity of epic proportions. So Kiyosaki is saying we need to be bold, think outside the box, and be willing to take calculated risks to create wealth.
Exactly. And that leads us to lesson 6.
Okay.
Work to learn, don't need. Work for money. Again, he's not saying don't have a job, but rather be strategic about what you learned from your work.
It's about acquiring those valuable skills and knowledge that can lead to greater opportunities down the road. Like the saying goes, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
It's about empowering yourself with knowledge and skills that can create a more secure financial future.
Okay, are we ready to move on to those 5 roadblocks Kiyosaki outlines? That can get in the way of financial success. We're talking fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance.
Let's tackle them. Kiyosaki starts with fear. He argues that fear of failure or loss can paralyze us, keeping us from taking action and pursuing opportunities.
He uses the powerful story of the Alamo, where people chose to fight despite knowing the odds were stacked against them.
Totally.
It's about embracing the possibility of failure as part of the journey.
Yeah, exactly. It's about developing a resilient mindset that doesn't crumble in the face of setbacks. Mistakes and failures are inevitable, but they're also opportunities for learning and growth.
So it's not about being fearless.
No.
It's about acknowledging fear, but not letting it paralyze you. It's about pushing through that discomfort and taking action anyway.
Right. Now let's talk about cynicism, which can be just as debilitating as fear.
It's like a wet blanket on our financial dreams. Kiyosaki argues that cynicism often stems from a lack of knowledge or understanding. People haven't taken the time to learn how money works, so they dismiss opportunities out of hand.
He uses the example of people who say real estate is a bad investment because they don't want to fix toilets. They're focusing on the perceived downsides rather than the potential solutions.
Yeah, it's easy to be cynical,
Yeah.
especially when you see others struggling financially. But Kiyosaki is saying that often it's a lack of knowledge that fuels that cynicism.
Exactly. Now, let's tackle laziness. This one hits close to home for some of us.
We all have those moments of procrastination. But Kiyosaki sees laziness as a form of self-sabotage. People who are lazy about their finances miss out on opportunities because they're not willing to put in the effort to learn and grow.
Yeah.
He talks about challenging that inner voice that tells us to stay in our comfort zone. It's about developing financial discipline, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, taking control of your finances, and making consistent effort towards your goals. Laziness can be a trap, but with awareness, we can break free.
Okay, next up are bad habits. These can be like financial quicksand, slowly pulling us down without us even realizing it.
Kiyosaki argues that bad habits often stem from, a lack of financial awareness. We might unconsciously be making choices that keep us stuck in the rat race.
Rat race.
Overspending, accumulating debt, not saving enough.
He emphasizes the importance of tracking your spending and understanding where your money goes. It's about developing financial self-awareness, right?
Precisely. It's about shining a light on your spending patterns and identifying those sneaky little habits that drain your resources. Once you're aware of them, you can start to change them.
Yeah, it's like those daily lattes that seem harmless on their own, but add up to a significant expense over time.
Exactly. Now, the last roadblock. Arrogance can be especially tricky.
Arrogance can blind us to the need for growth and learning, right?
Yes.
We think we know it all and miss out on valuable insights.
Kiyosaki, he observes that arrogance often stems from believing we already know everything about money.
Right.
This closed mindset prevents us from seeking new knowledge and perspectives.
He talks about how arrogance can lead to financial mistakes because we're overconfident and unwilling to learn from others.
It's about having the humility to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers and being open to learning from others who may have more experience or knowledge in certain areas.
So overcoming arrogance is about cultivating a beginner's mind and approaching financial matters with a sense of curiosity and openness to new ideas.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that there's always more to learn and being willing to seek out guidance and mentorship from those who have achieved the level of success we desire.
Now let's move on to something more inspiring. Getting started on the path to financial freedom. Kiyosaki offers practical advice on building financial intelligence. He emphasizes finding mentors, attending seminars, and making offers.
It's about taking action, not just passively absorbing information. He encourages readers to attend seminars, connect with successful people, and actually make offers on investments, even if they get rejected at first.
He talks about the value of learning from real-world experience, not just theoretical concepts. It's about getting your hands dirty and learning from both successes and failures.
He also stresses the importance of seeking out mentors who have already achieved financial success, learn from their experience, and model their behaviors.
So it's not just about reading books or listening to podcasts like ours. It's about taking that knowledge and applying it in real-world situations. It's about taking calculated risks, making offers, and building your financial confidence through experience.
Okay, so we've taken those first steps toward financial freedom. Now, what are some additional to-dos that can help us stay on track and accelerate our progress?
Kiyosaki provides a wealth of advice. He talks about mastering formulas, paying yourself first, and surrounding yourself with a team of advisors. It's about building a solid foundation and having the right support system in place.
He emphasizes developing financial formulas or strategies that work for you, based on your specific goals and risk tolerance. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, but finding what works best for your unique situation and applying it consistently.
And he's stressing the importance of paying yourself first. This means setting aside a portion of your income for savings and investments before paying any other expenses.
Yeah.
It's about making your financial well-being a top priority.
It's a simple concept, but a powerful one. Imagine treating your savings and investments like an essential bill that must be paid every month. It's about shifting your mindset and prioritizing your financial future.
He also talks about building a team of advisors, accountants, lawyers, financial planners, and mentors who can provide specialized guidance and support. It's about acknowledging that you don't have to be an expert in every area and leveraging the expertise of others to help you make informed decisions.
It's like having a financial dream team in your corner, guiding you through the complexities of investing, taxes, and wealth management.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from understanding the core lessons of Rich Dad, Poor Dad to overcoming those pesky roadblocks and getting started on the path to financial freedom.
We've explored the importance of financial literacy, building assets, and mastering formulas. But it's not just about accumulating wealth, it's about aligning your financial goals with your overall vision for your life.
And that brings us to a really important point that Kiyosaki emphasizes finding your path in life beyond just financial success. He talks about aligning your actions with your core values and passions.
He believes that true wealth encompasses not just financial abundance, but also personal fulfillment and the freedom to pursue your passions. Remember the example of his friend, the highly successful but unhappy stockbroker.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a cautionary tale reminding us that financial success without personal fulfillment can lead to a sense of emptiness and regret.
It's about asking yourself those big questions. What are you truly passionate about? What do you want to be remembered for? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These are deep questions, but they're essential for creating a life that is both prosperous and meaningful.
It's about defining success on your own terms, not just by society's standards.
So, as you continue your journey, remember that financial freedom is not just about having money. It's about having the time and resources to pursue your passions, to contribute to your community, and to make a positive impact on the world.
It's about creating a life that reflects your values and your deepest aspirations.
Okay, we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We've explored the key lessons, the roadblocks, and the strategies for building financial freedom. But in the next part, we're going to delve even deeper into some of Kiyosaki's most powerful concepts, including the cash flow quadrant, which can be a game changer for understanding the different paths to wealth creation.
We'll also be discussing specific investment strategies, exploring real estate as a wealth-building tool, and examining the power of leveraging debt strategically.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll continue to unpack Kiyosaki's wisdom and empower you to create your own path to financial abundance and a fulfilling life.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Last time, we explored Kiyosaki's core lessons and those 5 roadblocks to financial success. You mentioned that you're particularly interested in real estate investing, so let's delve into that. Kiyosaki really emphasizes real estate as a wealth-building tool.
Oh, he's not alone in that thinking. A lot of successful investors, they point to real estate as, a cornerstone of their financial foundation. What sets Kiyosaki apart is how he, breaks down the strategies and mindset behind it.
He doesn't just see real estate as a place to live. He sees it as this dynamic asset that can generate income, appreciate in value, and provide leverage for further investments.
Yeah, and he flips the script on the idea of a house as an asset, arguing that it can be a liability if it's constantly draining your cash flow. That really challenges the conventional wisdom, that buying a house is always a good investment.
It makes you think twice about those keeping up with the Joneses pressures. Maybe a bigger house isn't always the best financial move, especially if it stretches you thin financially.
Exactly. He wants us to see real estate as a business, one that requires careful planning, smart decision-making, and a focus on cash flow.
He shares a lot of personal stories about how he's used real estate to build his wealth, like buying rundown properties at bargain prices, fixing them up, and then renting them out for passive income. He's walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
He's big on finding undervalued properties, negotiating great deals, and managing those properties effectively to maximize returns. He also emphasizes understanding the legal and tax implications of real estate investing, things like depreciation, tax deductions, and 1031 exchanges.
So it's not just about buying and selling properties. It's about being financially savvy and understanding how to work within the system to maximize your profits.
Right. And he's not afraid to talk about leveraging debt strategically to acquire more properties and accelerate wealth building, but he's clear that it's about using good debt that's used to acquire income-producing assets.
That makes sense. So it's not about being debt-free, but about being strategic with debt and using it as a tool to build your wealth.
Exactly. He provides examples of how he's used mortgages and other financing to acquire properties that generate positive cash flow and build equity over time. He's basically using debt as leverage to amplify his returns.
That's a pretty powerful concept, but it also sounds risky. Is he advocating for everyone to go out and take on massive amounts of debt?
No, he's definitely not advocating for reckless borrowing. He emphasizes the importance of doing your research, understanding the market, having a solid investment strategy, and managing risk carefully. And he's always stressing the importance of building a team of advisors, real estate agents, property managers, lawyers, and accountants who can guide you along the way.
Okay, so it's a balanced approach, leveraging debt strategically, but also managing risk and seeking expert guidance.
Right. He reminds readers that real estate investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It requires knowledge, patience, and a willingness to take calculated risks.
Okay, let's move on to another concept that Kiyosaki emphasizes the power of mastering formulas. He believes that financial success often comes down to finding a formula that works for you and then applying it consistently.
It's like having a recipe for success. He talks about how every successful business follows a formula, a set of principles or strategies that guide their operations and drive their profitability.
So he's encouraging us to develop our own financial formulas, whether it's for investing, managing money, or building a business. It's about finding what works for you and then sticking to it.
He uses the analogy of a recipe, where you follow specific instructions to achieve a desired outcome. It takes the guesswork out of it and provides a clear roadmap to follow.
That makes sense. So it's not about luck or chance. It's about having a plan, following proven strategies, and taking consistent action. But how do we even begin to develop our own formulas?
He recommends learning from those who have already achieved success, studying their formulas, and adapting them to your own circumstances. He's big on seeking out mentors, attending seminars, and immersing yourself in the world of finance and investing.
So it's about learning from the best, modeling their behavior, and finding what resonates with you. It's about being a student of success.
Right. He also stresses the importance of testing and refining your formulas over time. What works for one person may not work for another. It's about experimenting, analyzing your results, and making adjustments along the way.
That's a great point. So it's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and evolving your approach as you gain experience and knowledge.
And he's also big on developing the discipline to stick to your formulas, even when faced with setbacks or when things get tough. He reminds us that financial success is a marathon, not a sprint.
Okay, so we've covered real estate and mastering formulas. Now let's delve into one of Kiyosaki's most well-known principles, pay yourself first. What's your take on this concept? It seems so simple, but so many people struggle with it.
It's a fundamental shift in mindset. It means prioritizing your financial future by setting aside a portion of your income for savings and investments before you pay any other expenses. You're essentially treating your savings and investments as a non-negotiable expense.
It's like putting your financial oxygen mask on first before assisting others.
Exactly. Most people operate in reverse, spending their income on bills and expenses and then trying to save whatever's left. Kiyosaki argues that this keeps you trapped in the rat race, always struggling to make ends meet.
So it's about flipping the script, paying yourself first, even if it's a small amount initially, and then figuring out how to manage the rest of your expenses.
He suggests automating your savings and investments, setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings or investment accounts. This takes the decision-making out of the equation.
That's a great strategy. It makes saving and investing a non-negotiable part of your financial routine, like paying your rent or mortgage.
He also emphasizes having a clear vision for your financial future. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve with your money? Having a clear goal can provide the motivation you need to stick to your savings plan.
So it's not just about mindlessly saving. It's about connecting your savings goals to your dreams and aspirations. It's about visualizing your financial future and making it tangible.
Now, another crucial piece of the puzzle that Kiyosaki emphasizes is surrounding yourself with a team of advisors. He believes you don't have to be a financial expert in every area to be successful. You can leverage the knowledge and experience of others to help you navigate the complexities of the financial world.
It's about building a team of trusted advisors, accountants, lawyers, financial planners, and mentors who can provide specialized expertise and support. It's like having a financial dream team in your corner.
Right. He's big on being selective about your advisors, choosing people who share your values and have a proven track record of success. It's about building relationships with professionals who have your best interests at heart.
And he's not afraid to say that good advice is worth paying for. He sees it as an investment in your financial future.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive: real estate investing, mastering formulas, paying yourself first, and building a team of advisors. These are all practical strategies, but there's a deeper level to Kiyosaki's message, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about tactics and techniques. It's about developing the right mindset, habits, and approach to money. It's about cultivating financial intelligence.
He emphasizes the importance of developing financial discipline, managing risk effectively, and creating a long-term vision for financial abundance. These are the foundational elements that support lasting success.
So let's explore those elements in more detail. Kiyosaki talks a lot about financial discipline. What does that mean to you?
To me, financial discipline is about making conscious choices about how you spend your money and prioritizing your long-term financial goals over short-term gratification. It's about resisting impulse purchases, sticking to your budget, and making sure your money is working for you, not against you.
So it's about being intentional with your spending, aligning your financial choices with your values and goals. It's about having a plan and sticking to it, even when it's tempting to stray.
He's big on developing healthy financial habits, saving regularly, paying bills on time, avoiding unnecessary debt, and investing wisely. These are the habits that lead to long-term financial stability and growth.
It's like building a muscle. The more you practice financial discipline, the stronger it becomes. Now let's talk about managing risk. That's a big one, especially when it comes to investing. Kiyosaki acknowledges that risk is an inherent part of the financial world. We can't avoid it entirely, but we can learn to manage it effectively.
He encourages readers to understand different types of risk, to assess their own risk tolerance, and to develop strategies for mitigating that risk.
So it's about knowing yourself. How much risk are you comfortable with? What are your financial goals and timelines? And then aligning your investment strategies with those factors.
Right. He talks about diversifying your investments, spreading your money across different asset classes to reduce your exposure to any one particular risk.
It's like the old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. He also emphasizes doing your research, understanding the risks involved in any investment, and seeking expert guidance when needed. It's about being informed and making calculated decisions rather than impulsive ones.
Okay, so we've got financial discipline and risk management.
Mhm.
What about creating a long-term vision? Kiyosaki seems to believe that's crucial for financial success.
He sees financial success as a journey, not a destination. It's about having a clear vision of where you want to go financially and developing a plan to get there.
He talks about thinking beyond immediate needs and envisioning a future where you've achieved financial freedom. It's about painting a picture of what that future looks like and feeling the emotions associated with it.
He encourages readers to set financial goals, both short-term and long-term, and then break down those goals into actionable steps. It's about having a roadmap for your financial journey, knowing where you're headed, and tracking your progress along the way.
So it's not just about dreaming about a better future. It's about taking concrete steps to make that dream a reality.
Right, and he also emphasizes patience and persistence, knowing that building wealth takes time and consistent effort. He reminds readers that there will be challenges and setbacks along the way, but it's important to stay focused on your long-term vision and to keep moving forward.
Okay, so far we've covered a lot of the traditional elements of financial advice discipline, risk management, setting goals. But Kiyosaki also introduces some unconventional concepts, like the idea of being an Indian giver. That's not a term you typically hear in personal finance books. What's his angle there?
It might seem counterintuitive, but he's drawing on the historical practice of some Native American tribes where gifts were given with the expectation of reciprocity.
So he's applying that to the world of finance.
Exactly. He's saying that true wealth isn't about hoarding money. It's about creating value, sharing it with others, and receiving abundance in return. It's about understanding that generosity can actually lead to greater prosperity.
It's like that saying, the more you give, the more you receive. But how does that actually play out in the financial world?
He encourages readers to find ways to give back to their communities, support causes they believe in, and share their knowledge and resources with others. He believes that the act of giving creates a flow of abundance, attracting new opportunities and building meaningful relationships.
So it's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, believing that there's enough to go around and that by sharing your wealth, you actually expand it.
Right. And he talks about finding heroes, not superheroes, but people you admire, successful entrepreneurs, investors, leaders in your field, and studying their stories, strategies, and mindsets.
It's about learning from the best, right? Modeling their behavior and adopting their winning habits.
Exactly. And surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and support your aspirations. It's about creating a network of positive influence that elevates your thinking and fuels your motivation.
That makes sense. It's like surrounding yourself with people who are already living the life you want to live.
Now, here's another concept that might surprise you: the power of teaching.
Teaching. How does that relate to building wealth?
Kiyosaki believes that teaching is one of the best ways to learn and deepen your understanding of any subject. When you teach something to someone else, you're forced to clarify your own thinking, organize your knowledge, and find new ways to explain concepts.
So by teaching, you're actually reinforcing your own learning and solidifying your understanding. It's like the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else.
Exactly. And he encourages readers to find opportunities to share their knowledge and skills with others, whether it's mentoring someone, teaching a class, or simply sharing insights with friends and family. He believes the act of teaching creates a flow of abundance, attracting new opportunities and expanding your network.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from real estate investing to mastering formulas to paying yourself first to finding heroes and teaching others. It's clear that Kiyosaki's approach goes beyond just money management. It's about developing a holistic mindset and a set of principles that support success in all areas of life.
It's about creating a life of abundance and purpose, not just financial wealth.
Now, in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore one of Kiyosaki's most powerful frameworks, the cash flow quadrant. This tool can really help you visualize your journey to financial freedom and make strategic choices about your career and investments.
We'll break down each quadrant and explore the characteristics, benefits, and challenges of operating within each one. It's a great way to assess your current position and create a roadmap for achieving your financial goals.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll continue to unpack Kiyosaki's wisdom and empower you to create your own path to financial freedom. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We've been exploring Robert Kiyosaki's key principles for building financial freedom, and you've been sharing some great insights about your own financial journey. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to focus on a key takeaway from the book. It's not just about the strategies, it's about the mindset.
You're absolutely right. Kiyosaki, he constantly emphasizes the importance of developing a wealth-building mindset. He believes your thoughts create your reality. So if you want to achieve financial freedom, you need to start by believing it's possible.
Yeah. He talks about replacing those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, he suggests asking, how can I afford that? That subtle shift in language can really open up new possibilities.
Yeah, it's about focusing on possibilities rather than limitations, seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. That resonates with me. I've found that when I approach financial challenges with a positive attitude and a willingness to learn, I'm much more likely to find those creative solutions.
Kiyosaki also talks about the importance of being proactive with your finances. It's about taking control of your money, making conscious choices about how you spend and invest it, rather than letting your circumstances dictate your life.
He encourages readers to develop a sense of financial responsibility, being accountable for their choices, understanding that you have the power to shape your financial future. It's not something that just happens to you, it's something you create.
He also emphasizes the importance of viewing financial challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as setbacks or failures. It's about developing resilience, bouncing back from adversity and moving forward.
And being willing to step outside your comfort zone, embracing the unknown. He sees risk as an inherent part of the wealth building process and encourages readers to view it as a challenge to overcome rather than something to fear.
That's a powerful shift in perspective. So we've talked about the importance of developing a wealth-building mindset, but how do we actually put these principles into practice? Where do we start?
Kiyosaki, he believes in the power of action. Even small steps can make a difference. He encourages readers to overcome the fear of failure and just get started. Start investing, start building your business, start educating yourself about money. The momentum will build over time.
He also stresses persistence. Building wealth takes time and effort. There will be setbacks along the way, but it's about staying committed to your goals, learning from your mistakes, and adjusting your strategies.
He encourages readers to develop a long-term perspective, building sustainable wealth over time rather than chasing quick wins or get-rich-quick schemes.
And this brings us to another key concept that resonates deeply with the message of our show: finding your passion. Kiyosaki believes this is crucial for financial freedom. What do you think that is?
He argues that when you're passionate about what you do, work doesn't feel like work. It becomes a source of energy, joy, and fulfillment. And that sustained passion, it fuels your motivation and helps you persevere through challenges.
I can definitely relate to that. When I'm working on projects that align with my values and interests, I feel a sense of purpose and drive that makes all the difference.
Kiyosaki encourages readers to identify what truly excites them and to find ways to align their work with those passions. He talks about not settling for a job that just pays the bills but doesn't light you up inside.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills, your interests, and the needs of the world intersect. When you're working in alignment with your passion, you tap into a source of unlimited energy and creativity.
And he reminds us that financial freedom is not just about having money. It's about having the time and resources to pursue your dreams, to spend time with loved ones, to make a difference in the world, and to live a life that is truly meaningful to you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I want to leave you with this final thought. What is your passion? What excites you? What makes you feel alive?
And how can you align your work with those passions to create a life of both financial abundance and personal fulfillment? That's the real legacy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's not just about money. It's about creating a life that you love.
Thank you for watching. If you're still here, it means you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe and follow. You've been listening to All Thrive In,